Hey folks, it's Rithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to City Skylines. As you can see, our funding has now been removed. We no longer have government-assisted funding anywhere at all. All we have is what we've got, which is minus 100 million monies. Which means that we are going to struggle. We are genuinely going to struggle to be able to actually bring this back. I don't know if it's going to be possible to bring this back. It might be, it might not be. But we're going to give it a go. We are going to try. And I've been sort of assessing what might be the best way to do this. Because we've got an area up here that is rebuilding. And there does seem to be, at the moment, no shortage of jobs up here. And this area is like rebuilding and then occasionally being knocked down and rebuilding again. It's going all right. Things are doing okay up there. We've got a post office right there, ready for rebuilding, but we don't have the 1,200 monies in order to rebuild. We're still losing piles and piles and piles of cash. Right? We're absolutely losing a fortune. So we're on 10% tax. I was advised that 8 or 9% would be better to get people moving in, so I'm actually going to drop that down to 9%. Even though I don't actually want to, because obviously that's going to reduce our weekly income, which is going to increase that. But I'm hoping it will bump up the number of people that are moving in at a fairly, fairly high rate of knots. Water and power I'm not going to change. I will start disabling a whole load of the garbage facilities because that's going to save us a pile of money. And then we're going to look through and we're going to see if we can disable some of these others to try and save us a little bit more cash. I don't know how much we can save, though. There's a police station right there. So first up, let's go and have a look at disabling some of these. Now, if you remember, in the last episode, I rebuilt some of these in the hope that we could get some of them running. And we got one underwater right there, which is properly flooded. But I'm hoping that it's also going to actually be able to do some work. While that, we've got to wait a little bit because we've got this one over here. We've got vehicles in use on this one. They're coming over. They're coming in here. They're unloading. And then they're rushing off out again. And those vehicles, the only place that we've actually got any serious flooding at the moment, seems to be down here. Although they're doing it again. They're stopping on ramps, blocking all the traffic, instead of actually going down. I do wonder if this one here is busy sucking water out of the lake up here. Wouldn't surprise me. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. But no, it mostly looks like they're coming over here, and they're pumping water out of the pit. Which I am going to take as a fairly good sign. Like, that one there is running. So that one's now got 10 trucks running. But if these are sucking water out of this pit, I mean, he's not actually doing anything at the moment. I'm assuming that would be a good thing. So, like these here, upkeep here. We've got upkeep on all of these. So if I take all of these that are ready for rebuilding, and I switch them off, we're going to be saving ourselves 1,440 a week. So every two of them, we're looking at essentially 3,000 monies. And I'm switching off an awful lot of these. So I'm hoping that this is going to start to make a bit of a difference to us. Switch you off there. I don't want to just switch off all garbage. That's going to be a bit detrimental. I think that would end up backfiring on us. But we can certainly switch off all of these. These are no good to us at the moment anyway. They haven't been rebuilt, and we're not going to be able to rebuild them for quite some time. So we may as well just get them all switched off like that, and then we haven't got to worry about them. They're not going to cause us any problems. There we go. So we've switched a whole load of those off. The weekly income doesn't seem to have altered in the slightest because of that. I do have time going by fairly quickly. And then we've got 4 of these over here. I'm going to disable these as well so that they're not... Because they're flooded, they're not doing anything anyway. So I'll switch them all off. There we go. And then we can wait and see on that and see whether they're going to actually do anything. DRUs up here, they're still being used and they're still doing a lot of work. So we don't want to do anything about disabling those. This one's ready for rebuilding, but I can't do anything with it, so we'll switch that one off. And this is what we're going to have to do now. We're going to go round, and any of these that are ready for rebuilding that we can't do anything with, we're simply going to have to just switch off so that we no longer have the funding going out of our account. And I'm hoping that this is going to start to make a difference. Minus 200,000 a week at the moment. Pull you off there, and then that one there at 160. That one can go. Like this whole city here, this area here is rebuilding really nicely. We're up to 80,000 people here now. And I'm thinking that this is kind of like the big thing that's going to help us, is the number of people that we've got coming in. If the more people we can get coming into the city, we've got them coming through the toll bridges now. That's actually working properly like it should be. We've got a whole load of areas over here that aren't doing a great deal. Scott the Aussie is importing 2,240 money's worth. Do I have... Let's go and have a look. Hang on. There's a cargo terminal there. That's another 14... Wow, okay. The cargo trains, they're rather expensive. That one there, that one can be switched off. I might as well switch up 4,000 on the airport that's collapsed, so that one's got to go. It is quite surprising just how expensive some of these are. So we'll start... We can switch off a whole load of these. Medical clinic there. That one's out. How much is the medical clinic? Look at the... Oh, it's only 400 a week. So it's not quite so bad with the medical clinic. I mean, we don't want it on because it's not doing anything for us. That one right there, 128. That one's gone. Except this one's the zoned farming, so that's going to affect the performance of the factories over here. We've got these here. They are busy actually producing stuff, and the bakery as well is producing pastries. So let's go and have a look in our budgeting over here a minute and just see. Total profit from industry. We're losing here 10 grand a week, so we're losing money overall. It looks like... Warehousing and unique factories is actually costing us a fortune. Why is it costing us so much money? Well, that's gone up to 8 grand right there. Income here from farming is doing quite nicely. We're doing well on that. Oil is not giving us any income at all at the moment. And then all of this seems to be expenses in the factories. But it's only these two. This is the only two that we've got that are actually any good to us, I think. And here we've got some unique factories right there, and that one's making clothes. Plastics we're waiting on. So we want to go up over this way and just see. So we've got a warehouse collapse there and a warehouse collapse there. Not enough natural resources. I'm just going to switch these off. If they don't have enough resources, we'll switch them off. So we're looking at over here, what do we got? We've got a petrochemical plant that's making plastics, but we haven't got very much in the way of extraction, not enough natural resources. That is actually extracting some stuff. You up here, you'll collapse, so you can switch off, and then you, not enough. Is it actually, it's production rate 160 a week, which is... pretty limited. That one, I've already switched that one off. That one over there. So let's shut down all of these so that we don't have to worry about their upkeep at all. Like that. But the oil is all, like, vanished. The oil is all dried up and vanished. So there's not really a lot that we can do with a load of that. There's 128 on that one. This one here has got garbage piled up. Oil industry main building. Waste oil refining. What's going on here is that we're buying in a mountain of oil and we're processing it into petroleum. Is it profitable to actually do that? That's what we need to find out now. That petrochemical plant there is not doing anything. And then we've got this one here is actually able to do something. But that's going to be waiting on buying in oil, I think. It's not going to be doing anything else. That one's collapsed. That one there is saying it's not got enough... Yeah, not enough raw materials coming in. I'll leave you running. That one there needs to be shut off. 64. It's quite cheap, that one is. 224 on that one. I'll leave the rest. You over here. Yeah, you're switched off. So we'll leave the rest of them for a minute. We'll see what we can get. That one's production rate is 0 units per week. So we'll shut that one down as well. Garbage is piling up in places. This airport, I've already switched the airport off. So I've got a train station over here, which is 960 a week. I've got a train station here, but this train station here is actually selling oil. And so we've got a load of oil coming in from there. I don't know if this is a good thing. Right, we're set income 2,400. Total profit now is 10 grand. So total profit is fluctuating a bit. It does seem to be... We seem to be doing all right, I think. We're sort of doing all right. So let's just shut down those two there. That one and that one can be shut off. And then you have already been shut off. So yeah, I think it's sort of working. You know, they are building stuff up. They are doing what they're supposed to do. Bakery over here is doing what it's supposed to do. Right. We'll assume that they're going to be all right. And I've got a couple of buildings over here. No, I don't. I don't have anything there. This one had been pretty much completely rebuilt anyway, so we don't need to concern ourselves with that one. And now I want to have a look up here, because a lot of these weren't really doing a lot. Right, we've got 5 with 2 garbage trucks. Power output is nothing, so I'm going to switch off most of the power plants up here. The incineration plants. Shut them all down. I'm going to leave 2 running up the top there, and I'm going to leave 2 running down there. This one down here is... Actually, that one's got more garbage reserves. This one does seem to have accumulated a little bit more in the way of garbage reserves. So we'll switch off a few of these. Maybe if I leave... Yeah, I'll switch that one off as well. I'll leave 4 running there and 2 running up there. So we've got 6 plants up there running on that part of the map. Hopefully they'll be able to do something. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We want to shut that one off, the park with trees. It's only cheap to run, that one. But it's still going to make a difference. We've got a high school there that can be shut down. We've got a fire helicopter depot there. That's 1,400. To look for some of these bigger ones here. Get some of these shut down as well. Now, the train has got a whole load of routes missing. But I'm going to leave that train running anyway, even though there are a load of routes missing on it. And then we got more incinerations and crematoriums over here that... Oops, I actually meant to shut that one off like that. There we go. You are actually going to be working. So it's just the collapsed ones here that I want to shut off. And shut that one off as well. There we go. So that's just the collapsed ones. And then here we've got a fountain. The Fountain of Life and Death. A rather appropriate one for how things are going here at the moment, I think. Got a high school right there. It's another 560 saved. We're down to 170,000 at the moment in expenses. So I got a load of trains here all queuing up, waiting to go. Why? What are you waiting for? Oh, you're a freight train. You're waiting to come in here. So we've got quite a few freight trains waiting to come in here. That one can stay. Got Lumber Company right there. Planks for life. There's several of them coming in here to this station. We'll let them carry on with that. You right there, you're on fire. You are absolutely on fire. I'm going to shut them up. Yeah, I think Actually, I don't know. I'm torn about We'll leave the monorail for a minute, and we'll see if we do want to shut that one down a little bit later, so we can do that. I got another building there. The recycling centre. There's 240 a week. Shut those down. This is starting to make a significant difference. Now, we've got a load of power plants over here. We've got several power plants. If we just take a look a second, production of electricity is pretty much double what we're consuming at the moment. So that's doing all right. We can't rebuild these anymore. So these are 1,200 a week. So we've got 4 more of these that we can shut down. There's another 5 grand almost that we can save. That'll take it all the way up to 6 grand right there. A full 6,000 that we can save just by shutting those down. But every time I do this, every time I shut something down, it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference on the overall weekly income. And I'm not quite sure why. I don't like that it doesn't. I mean, it's good that it does make some difference, but it doesn't seem to make the difference that I was hoping it would. Shut you down. We haven't looked at the big international airport over here yet. What does this one cost? 8,000 a week. Okay, shut that one off. Let's see if that has made any... No, that has just gone up. That's just gone up. It's not saving me my 8 grand a week. Why? I do not understand the budget. The budgeting does not make any sense. So this is periodically... See, this is like fluctuating up and down very, very wildly. So you're never quite sure if you're making money on this or not. Because every now and then the total profit sort of ramps right up. But you don't have like a long-term income and expenses for the industry here. So at the moment, I've got no real way of knowing whether it's profitable or not to have these industry areas in the first place. These over here, I'm losing a load of money here. I think that's the monorail there, isn't it? I think that's the, yeah, I think that's the monorail. We've got the cable car there. That's losing money. 2 grand on that. The trains over here are minus 30,000 and then minus 4,800 for airplanes. I think I've got one airport that is operational at the moment at 4,800 passenger service. This is a passenger airport. We're shutting that one down. At 5 grand, we don't need that one to stay running. Yes, people are miserable. Too bad. We will allow the intercity trains on here, and I'm going to leave that train station running. But we want to go through... Oh, here we go. This is more like it. We've got some more... Right, the police station is already down. So is that one. This one here, the monorail, we can shut that one off. I'm going to try and go through, actually, I think, and we will shut down all monorail stations. If I can shut down all the monorail stations, even the ones that I've rebuilt, I think that's going to be beneficial for us. We've got an elementary school there. So we've already done that one there. We've got a building right there. That one's already shut down. And then I got a monorail station over there. That one's out. So then I can come back round. I'm going to just follow this loop around first and then shut that one down. Okay. Now I can come back over here. We'll take this line over this way and it comes straight over to here. We're going to shut that one off. And I'm going to follow the line over this way, right over to this part of the city over here. This is just a straight loop on there. Comes up, loops round, goes back again. So then we come over to this side. And we've got a station right there that I nearly missed. And you there as well. End of line cable car stop is finally ready. We'll disable that one now. Partly, I think, it's not working because of all of that. We've got the midline cable car over there. It might be better off if we shut this one off. Just shut off the cable car and not worry about that one, because at the moment that's not a profitable enterprise. So if we turn that one off, then we don't need to concern ourselves with cable car or anything of the like. We've got right there another crematorium. And right there we've got another solar power station. Now, follow this line over here. We've got that monorail has been dealt with, and that was the end of line cable car that I was dealing with. I've got a zoo, right, 4.5 grand for the zoo. Okay, I didn't realize it was costing us that much. That's a little expensive, isn't it? Does seem a bit dear for a zoo. Right, I'm going to come over this side and shut that one off as well. That one, I think, I did already switch that one off. Get rid of there, and then we come over here. We should have another monorail. There it is, that one right there. You can be shut down. And then we've got the next monorail. This one comes over this way, and I got a little building right there. It's another fire station. 1,400 a week on the fire station there. There's a monorail. That one can be shut off. We've got that one, the cargo train, and I already did that one there. And there's a casino at 4 grand a week. That one can go. Monorail back over this way. Police station at 500. And we got, right, now we've got a load of buildings in here. There's a high school there. There is a medical clinic there. There is a historic... Oh, no, that's a dog park. I thought it was a historic building. Statue for shopping. 16 a week. All of this helps. All of these little bits of extra money is a good thing for us. So there's another monorail right there. Oh, I've already shut that one off. Right, what do we got here? Taxi stand. 16 a week. And then there is a police station at 500. Get rid of all of those. There's a monorail station there. I think that is actually all of the monorail stations now. I think we've actually gone round all of the loops and the circuits. And we've shut off every single monorail station. I think. There's no guarantee that we have. There's another building down there. Another firehouse at 560. And we're still on 170 a week that we're losing, which is a ridiculous amount of money. It really is. It's an absolute fortune that we are still losing, and I got no way of, like, putting this right. I want to just sort of be able to say, look, shut off the budget to this bit, but it's not allowing me to shut off the budget to this bit. Now, if we have a look here, trains, that's on 0 now, so this is the monorail. It's still costing us 4,000. The reason it costs so much is because we've still got the tracks that we've got to maintain. So we're still losing money on the tracks, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Actually, there is one thing I can do about that. I can lower the budget down to 50%. It's not going to drop the budget by 50%, though. Right? That's 4,259. That money doesn't seem to change at all. It doesn't matter how many days we go through. The money doesn't seem to alter very much. We're up to almost 100,000 people. I'm really starting to think that we should... Look, see, there's still 4,200. It's not changed that in the slightest. Don't seem to be interested in changing at all. Aeroplanes are now on 0. Boats are on 0 anyway. Trains are on 40 grand. So they're quite expensive. Road upkeep we can't change. So it's the trains next that we want to take a look at. We've got one station there that is actually being used and is useful. Fire helicopters right there. They can shut down. And the large playground, that one can shut down. I got that one train right there. And then over here in the main area, I've got a cargo train there. There's 1,500. Almost 1,500. Yeah, I know. It's not exactly, but still, it's close enough. Shut you off as well. So we've got one there and one there. Have we got more train tracks around? We've got that one there that has been rebuilt. That is it at the moment for trains over here. We don't have these two stations on this side. I do have a track that runs in between here, so they're still able to sort of get in and out if they want to, but we've now only got one station working on this bit. We've managed to save a little bit of cash, though. That is at least a good thing. That one is no good. The others I've already shut down. There's nothing over there. Right, well, that's those train stations. So then, looking back this way, the pit now is drying out really beautifully. So we want to have a look in here, and we want to see. So power output there is 6 or 7. I've got 26 trucks in use. This one here, I've got 21, 24. There's a lot of these trucks are actually away in use at the moment. That one shouldn't be running. And then these three over here, these are all switched off. That's good. Right, so I can't rebuild those. I can put these back online. If I want to, I can put those back online. And we might go and do that. Right now, though, I want to have a look over here, and I want to start having a look at some of these buildings over here, because it looks like these may actually be these may have some significant budget impacts. Like, unique buildings, 31,000. We could be able to save quite a bit of money. We've got the Posh Mall right there, the Mam Art Museum. Stadium, 4 grand a week, right there. Switch that one off. Plaza of the Dead, that one's out. This one here, the Cathedral of Plenitude. This is, well, we want it to be drawing visitors into the place. So we've sort of got to decide, do we keep them running? 800 in the boat. We're going to shut down the boat museum anyway. That one's a bit expensive. Then we've got this one over here. This is 2,400. We're going to, let's launch the rocket. Speed that back up again. This is beneficial. This actually helps the entire town. Right, we launch one of these and it goes off with a whoosh, and then you get a load of happy smiley faces on here. See? Everybody likes to see the rockets, so it's actually beneficial for us to keep the rockets going. Down here, we got the Grand Central Terminal. That one's out. And Traffic Park. That one's gone. I say gone. They're not gone. We're just shutting them down for a bit. The Grand Library. Shut you off. We might actually just shut off most of these for the tourists in that. 1400. Shut you off. It's going to make people very miserable if I shut off everything. The Mall of Moderation can stay there. Disaster Memorial. The Disaster Memorial is currently a complete disaster and has collapsed. A hospital there. 2,400. Not doing anything at all. This one now, I'm thinking I'm going to shut that one down. Chirpex launch site. Shut you down. 2,400 a week. That's a lot of money. So we'll keep that money and we'll use that for something else. Statue of Liberty, 3,000 a week. You can go. And then Statue of Wealth at 400. That one can go. Will be shut down, shut off, so that we don't spend on it. Central Park, 1,600. And then the observatory over here for the same price. And Lungs of the City, 720. A high school. Got a lot of stuff over here. There's another train station there. That's a passenger train station, but still, it's costing us. Science Centre is quite cheap. The aquarium's quite cheap. The high interest tower, 1,600. Yeah, we'll shut that one down. There we go. Right, what do we got down here? Botanical Gardens. That one hadn't been searched for survivors yet. I've got a fire station there at 1,400. A high school, that's already been shut down. And we are actually starting to save ourselves quite a bit of money. We've got it down to 145,000. I think a lot of this problem that we're getting, though, is to do with not just what we've got going on here. I think a lot of this problem is to do with the industry. And I got a feeling that we're going to have to shut down a big chunk of the industry in order to be able to get it to properly save money. If we go back in, we're up to 100,000 people now. Now, I did ask you last time if you wanted me to continue on with filling up the lake again. Would you like me to fill this lake right up again and try this one more time? Maybe, if we've got time. I don't know at the moment. It's just kind of... I'm going to keep dumping the stuff in the lake up there, and then we'll kind of see what happens, I think. That's more along the lines of what I was thinking. It's just literally a case of see how it goes. But I want to go back in here. So expenses at the moment in here. We've got 31,000 on trains. 4,000 on the monorail upkeep. 128 on there. And then 2,000 on the pumps and the road maintenance. And... well, that 2,000 is not really making that much of a difference at the moment, I don't think. So if we have a look over here, we've got... this is the income right here. We've got 167,000 coming in from there. And offices over here, the IT cluster, that's giving us a nice bit of cash there. Expenses down here. The expenses are going up and up and up. So I'm starting to think that maybe we should just shut that down. Well, this bit here in particular. This doesn't seem to be making us anything at the moment. So let's go and find that. We've got a few buildings here that have now been restored. So I want to just go through and switch them all off. Make sure that we aren't spending more than we need to be. To there, Bouncy Castle. That one I did. Another crematorium. Is that the crematorium I went to? Nope, there's a post office there, 80. And then an elementary school right there. Got a little one right there, another crematorium. Okay, wow. We've got a lot of little buildings here. I don't know what these all are. Fire station there. See, it's amazing how much money some of these things cost. I've been throwing them up willy-nilly, just chucking them up with reckless abandon, not worrying about the finances, and now suddenly that I've got to start paying for them, suddenly that they are actually affecting my budget, I'm now looking around, I'm thinking, you know what? This is costing me. This is costing me quite a bit of money. So we've got animal products going into that warehouse there. This one here, production value, this seems to be costing us far more money than it's making us. We don't have any long-term profits on this. We got no way of looking. Like at the moment, see, it's saying total profit 13,000 per week. That's absolutely fantastic. But it seems to fluctuate so wildly between one and the other that I've got no idea over a long-term period whether or not that's good. So I do need to look at a mod that will show me where, you know, where our expenses and stuff are coming from. So we're 31,000 on the trains. It says 41. Oh, that's the number of trains available depends on the budget. If I drop that down like that, that does not give you much difference in the trains. A lot of the train upkeep is stations running and yeah, a lot of the train upkeep is stations running, and also the if I drop that down like that, see, that budget is it's not changed. It's pointless. Most of it is maintaining the rails, is the railway tracks, all the railway tracks that we've got scattered around, and also some of the stations. I realise that it is some stations as well, but it's not all stations. So we've got, like, that station over there, I have switched that one off. That one's not running at the moment. And then over this way, we've got a station right there that is really not doing a great deal. So that one I'm going to shut off. People can go a little bit further if they want to be using that one. And then we've got up this way, I got one there, and I got one up there. So I'm thinking we'll leave that one up there on, and this one down here, this one doesn't seem to do a great deal. It has a little bit of traffic, but not very much, so if I shut that one off, that's going to be able to keep running just fine, and we're not going to have to worry about it. That one there, we do want to keep running. I'm thinking I'm going to shut this one off. That one I'm going to shut down, and that one there I'm going to shut down as well. Bakery and the other one, we shut them both down. And we'll see how the farming zones do with profit just by shutting those down. It may work, it may not. It may sort of help us out a little bit. We have now reached 130,000 people. We're still losing 100,000 people, sorry. We're losing 130,000 in income. So then we go back over to here. Our income here from the farms doesn't seem too bad. Income from oil over here, that doesn't seem to be working, and I'm thinking that we might shut oil down completely. This one here, we're going to be shutting that. Although, actually, I think bakeries come under this bit. Warehouses and unique... Oh, no, the bakery is different. I think that those will eventually shut down, and then they're going to stop costing us. So I got a medical clinic there that's no good. Crematorium there. And... what's that building there that I've got? That one's across the road right there. We've got that crematorium, and then we've got the medical clinic there. I've got a medical clinic. I've got a police headquarters at 1600. This is good. Keep getting it. Keep knocking all of these down. I'm not knocking them down. No, I'm not knocking them down. I'm just stopping them from actually costing us money. This is the crucial bit, is that it's stopping them from costing us a load of money. And that, I think, is quite a good thing. I know that several of you suggested I should be doing this right from the start, but I didn't think that we'd be able to rebuild our city without anything here, without anything running at all. So now I'm looking at the oil industry. Oil industry main building. If I shut that off... does that shut off the rest of the oil industry, or have I got to do that sort of from here? We go Scott the Aussie, and main building not working. Does not get level bonuses or new levels. Right, so actually I want to leave that one running. Leave that one running there, so that it is working and they get the bonuses. And then we've got plastics and petroleum. We're buying in pretty much everything on here. Which means... I mean, we're buying in everything, but we are actually processing it into petroleum and plastic. So I'm hoping that it's ultimately going to be reasonably profitable to be able to do that. I mean, we don't know for certain if it's going to be profitable or not, but all we can do really on that is kind of hope. I think I've gone through and pretty much shut down all of the main tourist spots, main tourist attractions that we've got up through here. Oh, that one's still on. Helicopter Park. And then Pyramid of Safety, which has collapsed, ironically. That's actually really good. The Pyramid of Safety didn't quite make it. We've got a fire station there. And we've got a collapsed headquarters right there. Police headquarters. That one can go. But it's still 130,000 that we're losing. This is a vast, sparkly unicorn rainbow park. That one can go. There's another 5 grand, but it doesn't seem to make a difference on the budget. I shut down all of these. I saved 25,000 on the budget, and the budget still doesn't change. And this is the bit that I don't get. I absolutely don't get why this budget isn't changing. I don't want loans. Loans are not going to make any difference whatsoever. I'm 82 million in the hole. Okay, we're going to move everything back up to 12%. We're going to take that risk. I'm going to see what happens. I don't know how badly it's going to kick everything in the teeth, but we did build our city up to where it was with everything on 12%. Everybody moved in and they had 12% on all income. So we'll do that, and we've immediately got a little bit of a drop in the population. I knew that was going to happen. That is acceptable. Our total income at the moment, or actually income is... We seem to be hovering on the people. The people haven't changed that much. We're down to 90,000, 88,000. This is starting to look a little bit more promising. Let's go and have a look up here. How much does it cost to run these? 320 a week on these drain pipes. So let's go and switch off. Right. I know what we need to do. I know what we need to do first. I don't know if I've actually done this. Jordan, over here. Right, I don't think I went through and switched these off. I got the fishing pier there at 160 a week. That one could shut off. Then we've got the firehouse there at 560, and that one, the police station, at 480. Those can be all shut off. And then we look at these, 560. All of these are disconnected. I'm not using any of these at all. So this is a vast amount of money that is being spent on absolutely nothing. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 of these all the way round. So there's 10 grand that we should save by switching all of these off. This is what I'm hoping. People are still moving in. I've changed the taxes. People are still moving in. And it's gone down to 75,000 a week that we're losing. This is starting to seem a little bit more promising. It's starting to feel like we may actually be able to do this. And I honestly don't think that we'd have been able to do this properly if we had not had our government sort of assistance, our government loan. I think the government loan is the bit that made the difference to us. Got a firehouse right there that doesn't exist anymore. We've got a taxi depot there for 160. Firehouse for another 560. You over there is dog park. 40. Not very much in that one. So I'm sort of now I'm going round and I'm just checking all of these ones that are collapsed, ready for rebuild, making sure that I've actually shut them all off because they're going to be costing us a lot of money. We're down to 68,000. I want to go and just check the water now. So now our sewage draining capacity is 3.8 million. That has dropped. Our water pumping capacity is 2 million. So up here, what I want to do now is I want to start shutting off just a couple of these and see how we go up there. So there's 320 on there. Shut that one off like that. And I want to see it does. Right, so it does accurately represent. So I can shut off a load of these and I'm not going to be in danger of, like, choking the city. It'll all still run, but this will save me a little bit more money by removing all of the pipes. So, like, that one there is not operating. We don't have enough to keep all of these running anyway. So if I can shut all of these off, each one is another 320. Plus we had all of that on the other water and stuff. We've got a significant pipe network, which is going to cost us a lot of money. There's nothing we can do about that. But we can shut down a whole load of these water drain pipes here. And see, there's still not enough coming through them to be able to keep them all running anyway. You shut down a whole load of these, like that, and we've saved ourselves a little bit of cash. Right down through there. Saved ourselves some there. We've got this little line up here. And these still aren't sort of knocking out enough. They are just enough now. But that one's not operating. I don't know why that one's saying he's not operating. I'm guessing he will be in a minute. There we go. Right, they're now operating. So we've got those. I'm not going to shut any more off. I think that'll be about right there. That's what we want. We're on to 101,000, and we're down to 70,000, 65,000 on weekly incomes. This is looking good. This is looking more and more promising that we may actually be able to do this. We may be able to turn this around. Already stopped you from running. I've shut down all of the power supplies over here. Those were more serious expenses. Roads we can't do anything about, can we? Because there's no way to, like, switch off the roads. I can't. There is one small saving I could make with roads, but I'm not going to worry about that one. Playground, helicopter depot. That one up there is another dog park. That one there is a recycling centre. That has already been taken care of. That one can go. Yeah. Okay, I'm quite happy with what we've done so far. We've got people moving in steadily, and we're down to about 60 grand a week that we're losing. We are still losing that money, mind. Right? There's nothing that we can do about that. That money is still money that we're losing. This one here on the roads pumping service is 1,600 a week that is costing us. Storage amount, we got 8 of 10, and they only seem to be coming down here, so I'm going to shut these down now. Not going to use them anymore. They're going to be shut down, and they're going to come back, and then this little bit of valley down here, this will dry out by itself, and we're not going to expect any more of them to do anything. We can go around here. There's a dog park there. That is a firehouse, and that is a Japanese garden. It's fairly cheap, that one. Tom the Yank over here, the prison. There's another 2,500 that we can save by shutting down the prison. And then we've got these. Now, I kept these running because I'm going to switch these off. I kept these running because we did have some issues with pollution. We've got to be very careful that we don't get pollution going in. Switch those off like that. It's that one. Yep, they're off. I'll leave those 3. We don't want pollution coming out here because that is our water input over there. Over on Hanstaga Island. And we absolutely do not want that to happen. If that happens, if we get pollution down there, we're going to be in serious trouble. So we've got a little bit of pollution there and a bit up there. That's coming down through here, and it's being dealt with by those 5. So those have got to stay there as well. Those aren't going. We don't want to get rid of them. And we are down below 50,000. We've dropped down below 50,000. Although it's gone back up above it. That's a good thing. We've reached that point, 50 grand. And we have one final look here in... Look at this. 324 versus 375. So what else can we do? That there we're losing 640, although, see, that seems to be swapping between profit and loss. The farming area up here doesn't seem to have changed lately. That just seems to be profit all the time. This one here, that seems to fluctuate quite wildly. I think it depends on how much it's buying in. I think overall now, though, our industry is now making money. How much money, I'm not quite sure. It's difficult to tell. I've gone through. I'm pretty sure I've eliminated all of the train stations that I can eliminate at the moment. So we're sort of, yeah, I've done what I can with the trains. I mean, like the cable car, I can pull that down, and then we've got, that's the, oh, the post office. Yeah, we'll lower down the amount on the post office. Taxis, I'm going to leave taxis for a minute. Trains, I'm going to knock those down now. So we'll have fewer trains. We're going to spend less on our roads as well. I'm going to cut the budget on that. It's not good. How many vehicles, road maintenance, snow dump service at their disposal? It doesn't change the road budget very much by dropping it by 50%. It's only a little tiny bit, right? It's a very insignificant amount that it seems to drop by. Now, industry areas. Higher budgets for that. I'm going to leave that. Leave that entirely. Unique buildings. That money now has dropped significantly for unique buildings. And I'm going to drop that down further. And I'm also going to do the same with the parks and the plazas. Education can stay where it is. The police and those, they can stay, as well as healthcare. You know, I'm wondering if we should reduce healthcare a little bit. No, we're not going to. I don't want to reduce healthcare. It's going to affect our weekly watch me nots too much if I do that. Maybe I should. Let me just see what happens if I reduce the healthcare down to 50%. What is going to happen with that? I mean, the money is changing quite drastically, but also then suddenly the population. I'm losing a lot of population very quickly. Scott the Aussie has reached level 5. That might actually be a positive thing. If Scott the Aussie has gone to level 5, that might mean that he starts making a bit more of a profit. Because he should be able to process stuff that comes in a little bit more efficiently. Right, that there, healthcare, that's dropped by like 25,000, isn't it? That has dropped by a long way. More vehicles at their disposal. Okay, I'm going to do the same for the other emergency services. I'm going to cut their budgets. Slash their budgets. Along with education. Slash the budgets on education. Can teach more students. Yeah, see, teaching the students, that can sort of wait a little bit. And we're back into profit. We've actually gone back into profit. By slashing the budgets everywhere, we've gone back into profit. And let's have a look here. Okay. We're losing 9 grand. Look at the expenses on there. They're buying in a load of stuff. I don't know how much they're buying in, but we've actually done it. We've actually turned the economy around, and we are generating profit. We're losing people. We're losing citizens at the moment, which is a little bit of a concern, but there is profit coming in. And I'm confident that we will turn this around, and the population is not all just going to abandon ship. They're going to keep coming back. Right, that they do want to come back. They want to be a part of this city. I'm confident that they will come back here, and we'll be able to, you know, raise this properly from the ashes. But anyway, that's all we've got time for today. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.